Yeah.
Back with part 2 for Warwick Farm tomorrow, and it is a big day at Geelong. And it's...
And there's lots of funny form references as usual with this Melbourne stuff, and we need somebody to sort it out for us. But I had a look at the cup. Did you have a look at the fields?
No.
It seems a bit funny. Quite a few sort of overseas horses there, and not much form that I had much of a handle on. So interesting.
So our Melbourne man, Mick's Melbourne Mail, is covering Geelong Cup tomorrow, and I expect him to have a good handle on the program. He's had a couple of days freshen up since the Caulfield Cup, and he'll be ready to rock and roll tomorrow at Geelong. So his set will be available mid-morning tomorrow. He'll also be doing Moonee Valley at night on Friday, which is a big, obviously a big meeting leading into the Cox Plate Day on Saturday. And I think Sunday, it doesn't end on Saturday. There's Sunday somewhere, like a country cup meeting.
So he's not getting much sleep at the moment. No?
Anyway, so look out for Geelong tomorrow, and it's the Victorian Provincials are happy hunting ground.
And what about you, Mark? We've got you as well. You've been absolutely flying lately.
Thanks.
I don't feel like you're my brother-in-law, so I give it to you when you make me lose money. But it's been solid lately. I think lack of sleep agrees with you.
Oh,
you know?
Man, look, I've worked very hard on this Warwick Farm card, and I've come up with a bit of a pineapple. But there will be horses there that that will be attractive tomorrow. So whilst it's not a program where horses have jumped out at me, they're horses that I've put a lot of effort in putting together.
There's a bit of value there.
And race 5 is the short course race of the day over 1,000 metres, and I'm looking for our favourite. It looks to be $5 Cab Fair, $5 Golden Shoes, $5.50 good old Worldly Impact, $7 Sharpsburg, $7.50 Vanilla Quo, back from a $13.50, $9 Cosmic Cameo, $16 I'm Rockin', $17 Sammy Jane, $18 Texan Lad, and $34 Zippy Hippie. It's 1,000 metres, so it is on. Sharpsburg is fresh and no trial. We'll be heading forward, as will Texan Lad, Zippy Hippie underneath them. Cosmic Cameo shouldn't be far away, and Golden Shoes should be on speed. So a competitive little number. A lot of country and provincial form here, Gord. It's a bit lacking in the city department.
Got to go, as one of your pearls is, 1,000 metre form for 1,000 metre horses, and I think I found 2 that actually fit that bill, and that's number 6 Golden Shoes. No, it's only a trial at Wyong, and I was quite impressed with the trial actually. I think it's ready to go first up. On a stats job, 3 starts first up for a win and a second. Loves the good, so fast track is going to be nice, and obviously has the distance stats as well. If you look last preparation, I know it was over the 1,100 metres, but it did beat horses of Cosmopole and Beau Tourage, which I have a bit of an opinion of. So I think it's a good chance tomorrow, and I think it's ready, even though it's had the one 45 metre trial, and the other one on a stats perspective is number 3 Worldly Impact, which I'm happy for it to be 1,100 metres back to the 1,100 metres is a positive for it. So what did you reckon? I wasn't completely convinced about what I found there. So,
Well, Worldly Impact is one of those horses that well, there'll be layers there, because they'll be saying this horse will never win a race in town. Okay. Golden Shoes has won a race in town, and presents nicely here. And then you've got the Spieth connection. Cab Fair showed a deadly turn of foot first up at Kembla as a maiden. I'm not sure what went on there to turn up on a Tuesday at Kembla in a Class 1. It was a Class 1, I think, and just as soon as she got out, it was all over. He?
There wasn't money for it, but like I'm expecting if they're doing a setup, something like that, to get
How
some
could there
value.
be money for it? Didn't you see its form?
Yeah, but I mean, if you're doing something like that you've got an opinion of the horse, and you want to get some juicy odds by doing something a bit.
Well,
funny
I'm thinking
like that,
it should have been long odds. It was surprisingly short, and look, it was just
Loose Goose.
Yeah, Loose Goose, who's just an honest 1,000 metre provincial horse. She's got style. She's definitely got style. She may need luck here.
And you're going for Jay Ford and Barrier 1.
Oh, look, I love it now. It's all it's all there. I'm somewhat opposed to Sharpsburg. I think he's very limited, although he's got an SP over Worldly Impact at Goulburn. I'm Rockin' is a horse that won at Kembla last preparation. and did manage to win early in his preparation over the short course with the blinkers off after failing first up wearing blinkers. He's a horse that did something last preparation that I could entertain at long odds.
Yep.
And good old Texan lad, he's in his wheelchair, but he's had 2 recent city runs, and he's backing up from a run at Tamworth last week where he finally found the speed. So after 20 runs this campaign, he might just be ready. Very even sort of race where the stylish horse, I'm sure, will be well supported, and as will the horse with the proper credentials, which is number 6, I believe.
And I mean, Alan Denham, he can be pretty lethal in this situation as well. So,
A. Adkins, however, it's, you know,
Yeah,
he could have nailed it down a bit better.
yeah.
Oh, these old trainers, you know, the non-main, the slightly off to the margin trainers that, you know, are happy
Get their
to.
apprentices.
Well, they go, oh, well, he does a good job, you know.
Yeah.
Race 7, where fillies and mares again. This really slowed me down, these fillies and mares on this card, over 1,600, and a variety of form lines here, and a bit of a waller-a-thon as well. Now, $4.60, the Melbourne failure at odds on grand final day, Champagne Ready. $4.80, Cat's Weary. $5 Rose Alicia. $7.50 Shanachie. $8 Bannatyne. $11 Romney's Choice, $15 Vane Lane, seems longer than I thought. And I just have to say, at $20, $26 La Fala, I finally clocked on there. It's the island in Fiji for the rich and famous.
Oh, okay.
And it's pronounced La Fala.
So I'm going Lakalla. That's the Australian island.
What about the fact that there's nothing doing here? There's no speed.
Well, I
It's
tell you what, it can
I've
lead
got
if it
Romney's.
wants.
I've got Romney's Choice leading this race.
Catsbury can lead if it wants. Did you see it ping the lids
Yeah,
last start?
yeah.
Yeah, you know, I love that in a horse too. And then ended up, I don't know, 4th last.
I know, it's
after
drawn
pinging
2.
the lids.
It's like the opportunity to restrain is irresistible.
Oh, well, don't do it tomorrow, and we're going to get a good result.
Right, so you're into Cat's Weary.
Catsbury, when you ping the lids like that, only one question mark, I'll mention it before the positive, and that is 5th up first prep. But I clearly think this horse is the best horse in the race. It was so strong late after pinging the lids, getting dragged back to 4th last. It had to steady off heels multiple times and still had the hide to be very strong late. It's 3rd run back in Sydney since being down in Melbourne, so I think that's all right. No problems with actually being used to the atmosphere in Sydney, and I think it's actually a serious horse. Map is a question mark, but I'm pretty keen on it. The other one I had a look at was the Waller thing, Bannatyne, which has a golden switch and did come 2nd to Broadside 2 starts back.
Yeah, it seemed to be the horse with the last start that might have been the starting point with the market, but because Romney's Choice finished astern of it, came out and won since.
Yep.
But she's actually, when you look at the race, she's one of the more seasoned runners in the race.
Yeah.
Which is unfortunate for her. She's and also her 2 wins are Victoria. This other Victorian, Champagne Ready, I don't know what sort of field it must have been for it to start $1.80 last time. Like its previous run, I thought, it must have been a brave run, finished close. The rest of them nowhere. It was like 2 1/4 lengths by 3 lengths.
Yeah.
I just didn't get it. As I say, I don't know the other horses in that race, but it seemed weird. And she's got 1 local run, which was a midweek meeting at Gosford. Sorry, a city meeting at Gosford back in March where she was fair, but not interesting me here.
Nope.
Cat's Weary certainly for me. Bannatyne you mentioned. Vane Lane, 2 wins at Nara 1400, but she did run here in the same race as Rose Alicia and was a better run than her on that occasion. So, I don't know, $15 seems generous.
Doesn't have too many convictions.
Yeah, well, Shanachie's back from 1900. She looks like she should be going to 2400. Rose Alicia's been down to Melbourne for one of those bodgy English races over 2000. Now she's coming back to 1600. Mount Oh My God, you look at its trials?
Where am I going here?
Number 3 back from the Queensland Oaks. It's only had 1 preparation.
Let me just have a look here. Why did I pen it?
There's nothing like penning horses, is there? Am I the only one that doesn't pen horses?
Just yet again, Waller's a tricky guy to try and get your heads around as far as trials are concerned. So I couldn't get a finger on it, so I just penned it.
Right. So if in doubt, pen. Is that what you're saying?
Oh, definitely. Yeah. By the way, I sort of like when I looked at this race, I did go in with a little bit of bias, I think, because I saw Catsweary there, and I'd just recently done the takes on his previous start and has marked it down as a fantastic run. So I did go in with little interest in anything other than it.
Well, this is the sort of race where I would just oppose Rosa Alicia, Champagne Ready, and Shanachie, and Better Bet Red just for the sake of it. And I'd want the rest of them with me, including number 1 at $67. That's the mares race, and I'm glad you're keen there, Gord. Race 7, again, what do we got here? A benchmark 70 over 1400 metres, and we've lost poor old Lucky Fish, who was scratched just before the show went to air, began recording. And Cottage is the favourite at $3.20. Some very forgiving punters there. $4.80 Rock of Mahal, $5 Pianissimo, $6 Big Artie. And then we've got $15 Promas, who someone thought was a good idea to bring it back from the Sunshine Coast to give to the Hawks team. $17 Slick Speed. I generally end up with egg on my face when I say those sorts of things. And long odds the others. Rock of Mahal looks our leader. He's drawn 2 lead. I don't imagine Dubawi Dream will try and kick up. Cottage is a possible leader here, given that she raced well forward at her first city run, and then she was 1 out 1 back in a reasonably hectic race the other day, although back in distance tomorrow.
Yep.
Pianissimo on speed. Big Artie is looking to slot in there just ahead of midfield, and Martha Mary will poke up underneath them. It's an honest looking race where I imagine that Rock of Mahal takes it up.
Okay, it was one of the horses I was interested in, Rock of Mahal. What am I going to do about Cottage? Obviously, after its win first up this preparation, I'd stamped it as a horse that I was definitely going to make some money when it came to town. It was heavily backed, and it was massively disappointing. So I'm going to have to forgive it. I'm not sure about what odds I'll be willing to take, but the other ones I had a look at, saying again, were Rock of Mahal with the lead, and Big Artie, which won first up last preparation, has had a 1200 metre trial against some serious horses in Red Excitement and Exemption, and loves the track. 4 starts, 2 wins in a second. So they were the 3 I looked at, but I'm half scared about the race. I'm not sure whether I'm going to bet. But then yet again, I could be getting rather interested in Cottage, but I'll be making my decision closer to race time.
Yeah. The Cottage obviously can resurrect. Rock of Mahal. What did you make of his run the other day, Gordon?
It was fine.
It was it was sort of like he had the option to lead, and he had the option to box or whatever. He just didn't take the right option and ended up. A little bit of an uncomfortable.
McDonald tried to get cute because he was so keen to get the one out, 1 back, and I don't think that kept the horse 100% balanced, but it still wasn't a bad run. Like,
it was fine. It was fine. There's obviously 4 horses in the market here, and Pianissimo, who I can't get rid of out of the market, but looks a bit of the weak link after being totally primed from mile there, and I suppose it is 28 days back in distance. Big Artie has 3 straight city runs, or 4 straight city runs, but 3 and then a mini spell, and he's my choice from Rock of Mahal and the other 2. That'll do me, Gord. Warwick Farm tomorrow. Get on board. It's a very even looking meeting where I think that winners will be relatively well concealed. I know that you're keen on a few of them. What are you labelling as your best?
Oh, jeez, Mark, what are you doing to me? Give me a look. Charlie, and obviously when I'm doing my ticks and crosses and doing the videos, Catsweary, the only question mark is the 5th start first prep. Other than that, just winning that race. What about you?
What about me? Look, I suppose for the sake of it, I'll tip number 1 in the last race, because I'm less convinced about the others. It's That's the way I want to go.
It's great value. It's definitely going to be a bet for me.
Yeah, $6. Big Artie, try it out. Try my sheets. You can get my tips for tomorrow, and most importantly, you can get the Geelong Cup nailed with mixed Melbourne mail. Available mid-morning tomorrow. That's Wednesday, the 19th of October. We'll see you again on Friday morning for a preview show for Randwick, and later on Friday, a Sydney Siders look at the Cox Plate card.
Oh wow! I've got to get busy too then, do I? See you guys.